welcome to Everyman's Voice. We're cutting through the noise to bring you the straight truth on world events, politics, and the front lines of stories that matter. No spin, no script, just the facts and a perspective you won't hear anywhere else. Brought to you by Norkris Productions. I'm your host, Patriot Dude.
Records were my favorite lullaby. Before I walked out to stand on my mama's knee, and I'm corn-fed, purebred, standing tall as I can get, red, white, and true country. I grew up a country mile down a country road. My daddy's daddy.
I want to welcome to the show Biker Bob and Redneck Ron and the Hammer.
The Hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, we like the Hammer.
Yeah, and I'm going by Patriot Dude for now.
Patriot Dude.
Yeah, so, all right.
Well,
so,
somebody's got to be the Patriot here.
Yeah, somebody has to be. I'm wearing my Air Force hat.
There
See,
you go.
I'll show everybody my Air Force hat. See?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's it. So anyhow.
Proud of your service.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you guys for your service.
Thank everybody for their service.
Yeah. So.
And before we go on,
Yep.
I'm going to say this is Red Friday. Remember everyone deployed,
Yes.
and remember their families at home, because families at home, people don't realize they go through so much stress and worry and
Yep.
problems that aren't related to what the service members are doing, because they've got to take care of the home front while they're gone.
Right.
So just
And that's
everybody's keep them in their thoughts and prayers.
prayers.
By the way, congratulations everybody. We got our first show out last week. It's live on Rumble.
Yep, I'm following us right now.
Good.
Yep,
I wondered who that one follower was.
that's me.
Oh, you got to show me how to do that.
I will.
Yep.
But okay. I'm sure there's more than one. There's got to be more than one. So
I don't know. I think I'm the only one.
oh, it could be. Well, it's got to start somewhere, right?
Well, I don't mind being a trendsetter.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a good
Yep.
thing you changed that. I thought you were going to stop at trans.
Oh,
Yep. All right. So our first topic today. Let's talk about NATO. Going on in NATO right now. I know there's a lot of talk about whether we should pull out of NATO. My opinion is that NATO is going in the wrong direction. They have said a lot of things that really are totally opposite of what I believe. I'm sure maybe what a lot of you believe. Really not giving us any support either at all. We're the ones that basically foot the bill all these years for NATO, and I really think we should pull out. I don't know, but
I've done a little bit of checking on that, and some of the stuff that I found for the countries in NATO that aren't supporting us at all are
Right.
Spain, France, Germany, and UK.
All the places
Yeah.
at the
And
mount.
what it is whenever all of this first started, even with Operation Hammer, where they went in and dropped the bombs on them, they wouldn't let them fly over. They're not
Right.
letting them use any ports right now. They're not letting them use any bases, anything like that. And I'm here to tell you, if you're part of NATO, you better have your butt in line with
supposed to
helping
support your allies.
with helping your allies. And I'm going to try to keep my language down, because I'm pretty much out there, but
Yeah, I feel the same way.
but if you're not going to support your allies, you don't need to be there. I think we need to get out of there, and then Tampon Tim, and I can't remember what the other senator's name was, that went over whenever they were doing their stuff over there in Spain. They were just belittling our country.
Right.
To me, people like that are traitors,
Yep.
and they need to go back to the old way of dealing with traitors.
Yep.
Take them out and hang them. I have no problem with that. Thin out the herd. You might get one wrong once in a while, but for the majority, you're going to get rid of the bad
I
apples.
just read online, well, actually it was on Newsmax on a trailer going across the bottom of the screen, that I think it said the DOJ, but it could have been a certain state. I know a couple of states for sure have, but I'm pretty sure this one said the DOJ authorized to re-implement firing squads.
Oh, I'd seen that.
Yeah. So I know that a couple states are doing it.
I know there's a few states where if somebody's on death row, they can ask for a firing squad.
Well, now I don't know if they have a choice now, but in some of these states they don't. I guess if it's certain crimes, it's going to be a firing squad.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that I didn't see this thing but for a second, and I saw it more than one time. But as it scrolled across, I didn't research it or anything, so I don't know exactly what it's saying. But pretty sure it said DOJ.
What's anybody else think about NATO stuff?
Well, I think that when Trump went after NATO not paying their fair shares,
That was big.
he was on them pretty bad. And I think he really didn't give up on getting out of NATO altogether. I think he's showing the colors of NATO and what they're doing and setting them up for us pulling out.
I couldn't agree more. I think that's exactly what's happening. I think Trump will eventually pull us out of NATO. I think he's on track to do that. I think he's showing us exactly how worthless they are to us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and their ideologies and philosophies don't align with the global anymore.
No, they sure don't.
They are individualized, and I really hate to say it, most of them, and people can say whatever they want about me because I don't care, have Muslim
Yep.
problems.
Yep. Muslim problems in the countries. And
I mean, you can't have foreign invaders come in your country and take over your populace
right.
and then start running your government, because you have problems then.
Which is happening in the United States.
That's what's going on in the U.S. that we need to put a stop to.
And it's happening in England too.
Yep.
Or France.
England,
France.
England, France, they're done.
And well, we got like Michigan, we got police departments that are Sharia law police system.
Yeah.
We have the same situation in Texas.
Yep.
Believe it or not.
That shouldn't even be allowed.
There's a guy that took his daughter out
Yep.
and then go to jail for it
Right.
under Sharia law. How did that go down?
Yeah.
We are in deep, deep, deep trouble.
Yep.
if
You know,
we
here's the
don't
thing that
stop
I
this.
see going on over the last 4 or 5 years of watching NATO and the World Economic Forum and some of those organizations is they're focusing on a global government, a global economy. They want to see America fall.
Oh, yeah.
Because now it can become all under the rule of NATO and World Economic Forum, and they will control everything. And then we won't need presidents anymore. There'll be one organization that's running all the countries in the world.
That's the reason they tried to get the BRICS going.
Right. And it's going. BRICS is going.
Yeah.
Some countries are paying for their oil with BRICS and not U.S. dollars. That's part of what's tying in with the Muslims going in and trying to infiltrate all these governments, because it'll eventually pull them all down. Then NATO steps in. I don't know. I see that happening, and I see them talk about it. I've watched some of their discussions where they're talking about it. And I'm just thinking, no, man, we need to pull out of NATO. NATO's the enemy.
Right. And the oil situation, futures, the way it's working, is that heading towards one world order and eliminating us out of it?
Well, that's exactly what I was saying, basically. I mean, they not necessarily eliminating us, eliminating our government and then coming in and taking over.
that's what I mean.
And then we would be under their rule.
Right.
That's what their goal is. They want to see us go under, our government go down, so that they can send in their troops and take over and make it a one world government.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. NATO's become so entangled with the WEF and the WHO that they want to control everything.
Couldn't agree
Period.
more.
Well,
And I know that Trump's talking about cutting Spain completely off already.
Yeah, I heard that
He's
talk.
already been saying that.
I heard that talk.
He's pretty much done with countries not stepping in and helping, especially like right now. Was it Germany that tried to send in a ship
Yep.
and then it had to turn around? It didn't even get 300 miles out and they had to turn the ship around.
Yep. I don't know if it was Germany, but I know the ship. I know the story.
But then they've got they've got 10 ships total, but 9 of them are in dock for repair, and 1 went out, but it had to turn around because it was breaking down.
Right.
I mean, so they can't say their country is got a defense department style military,
A
because
lot of
they
those
don't.
countries don't even really have a military anymore. I mean, there's very
Well,
little of them on
and
any.
see, that's the reason for NATO that Trump's went up to him and said, "You guys are going to have to start chipping in.
Right.
We've been putting our percentage in plus more to protect you. You guys are not doing anything to protect yourselves.
Yeah.
So if you aren't going to do anything to protect yourselves, then why should we?" And I mean, anybody with any common sense, okay, if you're not doing anything to better yourself, why do we want to do something to better you?
Right. And if people can't see how the NATO countries are not backing us as an ally, man, they're blind. I mean,
Yeah.
it's on the news every day, even on mainstream news, really.
Well, and the countries that are really helping us right now, like with the Iran stuff, Poland, Czech Republic.
Yeah.
I mean, those are countries you're going,
Even the Arab countries.
okay.
And
Yeah, and there's some Arab
Every
countries.
countries
Yeah.
are doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
some of those countries aren't even in
Turkey.
NATO.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, they're going, what can we do to help?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what Trump is doing right now with the blockade, there's more to that blockade. He is a master
Oh, yeah.
because that blockade is taken. You only can survive so long without any influx of money selling their oils or whatever they're selling. It ain't happening. And that country is breaking down very fast. And it don't happen in 1 week.
No.
It takes time to do it this way. Safer for us, less cost for us, bombs and something. We're shooting bombs that cost millions of dollars each round.
Yep.
Okay. This is a very expensive ordeal. And the other thing is now, with that being the way he's doing it, he's not going in and taking down all the bridges and infrastructure of the country that after we take it over, we would be over there paying to help them fix it back up. That's not going to happen the way he's doing it.
So
That's my take. He's not going to go in and
let's just say that we've covered the NATO topic and we're moving on to the Strait of Hormuz
Yeah.
topic.
okay.
Well, I mean, it just kind of all flowed in together.
It did.
Because
It
for
does.
NATO. And,
It all does. It
Yeah.
really does. It's all tied in. I really think it does. And one of the things I saw a guy talking about is that he said, first of all, supposedly we are a non-dependent oil country. We're an exporter of oil.
Yep.
He showed the documents saying that we, like 400 million barrels we import, or no, export.
Export.
But we import 6 million. So that makes us a net importing country where we are dependent on oil, not that we are not dependent on oil. And he also went on to say that what's happening here is the Strait of Hormuz opening and closing, and you watch the stock market and stuff. He says that there's this. He thinks it's being manipulated. This is happening on purpose because every time they say that it's going to open, then the stock market climbs and does real well. And then the next thing you know, it's closing. Then the stock market dives. And then next thing you know, it's opening. Then the stock market goes right up. And he says, and you can guarantee that there are people that are buying stock when it's down and then watching it climb. And as soon as they say they're going to close it again and the things crash, they're selling and they're riding that wave and they're making a ton of money. And he thinks it's being done on purpose. But he said the other thing that he sees, not only those two things, but the third thing is that all these countries that are not getting oil, some of these countries really need it. You know, Germany, Europe, and all that stuff. They were getting like 80% of their oil from the countries that went through those straits. They're getting roughly about 20% of what they would normally be getting. And he says, so pretty soon their markets are going to crash. And they said, and in the same point, if we don't start getting to the point where we are actually a net exporter, not a net importer, but our graphs and stuff at the government websites and the oil company sites are saying that we're actually buying more than we're selling. And if that's still the truth, then if something doesn't happen here pretty soon, that's going to have an effect on this country, and we're going to watch our country's stock markets crash because we're going to run out of oil. So I don't know. It's a very interesting conversation the guy had. I guess time will tell. But it is kind of strange that in the last 30 days, the straits have opened and closed, what, 3 or 4 times?
Yeah. But if you'll notice now, though, too, a lot of those tankers that were setting out there waiting, they're not waiting anymore.
No.
They're going to Venezuela, or they're coming to our Gulf to get oil.
And that thought entered my mind. And that's what Trump's looking at here. And, you know, they'll go to Venezuela now and buy it from us, which really they're buying it from us. If they buy it, sure, Venezuela is going to make some money off it. Trump's going to take care of them. But that country's under our control. So, and he wants to do the same with Cuba. And not only does that make us safer here, because now we don't have Cuba, who's been coercing with the Chinese and the Russians. But, and that's only 90 miles off our coast here in Florida. But so that's going to make us more safe if he can get that to where it's under our control. And the Cubans actually want that. I was watching an interview where the Cubans want that to happen.
Right.
Just like the Venezuelans party didn't wanted that to happen and are happy about it. But I think that's part of his plan, is to not only do that, but then with that oil, and we start shipping the ships over there to fill up their tankers and stuff. That's what in the end is probably going to make us
and I mean, you have to think about what Trump's doing. He's playing chess.
He is.
Okay.
He's a master of 5D chess.
So before the Iran thing started, before the Venezuelan thing started, and before we even really, day one, he opened oil drilling rights and stuff and put stuff back into play for us, our country. Next thing he did, Panama Canal.
Yep.
Yes.
China was running that.
Yeah, not anymore.
He went down and he took it back. Okay. Where do you think all those oil tankers and stuff are going to go through?
Right. And he said, we're going to...
And you know, we control it.
He said, we're going to start charging the Chinese for going through there. Yep. That's what he said.
Well, I mean, they charge... Every boat that goes in and out of there pays a fee.
Yep.
Yep, they do.
So...
And in our agreement with Panama is that the American ships weren't supposed to be charged. They were supposed to be able to go through there free. And they were charging them.
Yep.
So Trump said
was China.
That was China, when China got in there and started controlling things. So Trump turned that around, and he says, well, now we're going to start charging the Chinese.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, so that's a chess player.
Yes, it is.
And he's more of a businessman. He doesn't look at everything as what's going to get me elected, what's going to make my constituents happy or sad. He's going, okay, what's going to be best for my constituents?
And he's
American
in his final term, so what does he care if he can get elected or not anyhow? Just do what he needs to do.
He looks at everything as a plus and minus, or a 1 and 0, however people want to put it. Is it good for America, or is it bad for America?
Exactly. Make America great again.
Yep. And I get that, and I love whenever, because I watch Dan Bongino.
Apparently.
But
don't we all?
Yeah.
Don't we all?
I love it whenever he says, whenever you have choices to make, you have a shitty choice or a shittier choice.
Right.
A level 10 decision has already been made. He's got to make a higher.
Right.
Because somebody's already taken the easier ones.
Easy routes.
So whenever Trump gets in there, he's going, okay, I know this one's shitty, but this one's shittier. But we're going to go for this one, and we're still going to catch flack for it.
Yep.
No matter what we do, we're going to catch flack.
Right.
So you can't make everybody happy.
A lot of those things, when it start talking about Iran and stuff like that, those are the trials of war.
Yep.
You know, when they said something about innocent people and children getting killed in that one building or whatever. Well, first of all, they shouldn't have been in that building in the first place.
Yep.
But secondly, that happened in World War II, it happened in the Korean War, it happened in World War I. That's just the trials of war. That happens, and it's unfortunate, but you can't be at war and not have innocent people get injured or killed in that war. That's just what happens in war, and that's why war is such a bad thing.
Yep.
Well, Trump really doesn't want to be in any war. He didn't want this thing in Iran to really happen, but he doesn't want them to have nuclear weapons either, and neither do I, and none of you want them to either. So it came down to where he just said, hey, look, no nukes or...
And they still have enough uranium to do, what, 8 to 10
something
nuclear
like that.
warheads if they do a little more refining on
They
it?
didn't have the equipment to refine it because it was destroyed, supposedly.
Yeah.
But they could still use that
yeah.
uranium, though, for nuclear plants to generate electricity and stuff.
Yeah.
It's still usable for that, which is fine. and he didn't have a problem with that. But now supposedly they have some nuclear missiles and stuff that they can use, and they're questioning, where did they get those?
Yeah.
Well, they either came from Russia or China, and they have a pretty good idea where they came from.
One of the problems they did say is that uranium's been enriched enough that it may not be a full-fledged nuclear bomb, but it can still be a dirty bomb.
Right.
That's the
being
biggest
a,
problem.
being a dirty bomb
Oh, yeah.
is
Dirty bombs
just
yeah.
as, it's bad.
Yep.
Not as bad as a nuclear bomb, but
Right.
it's bad because it just blankets an area. It doesn't destroy it. It
And,
blankets an
well,
area.
Their method of delivery with a dirty bomb
Is to kill the people.
Well, the method of delivery is where they would smuggle it into the
Yep.
country. And that's why our open borders was such a bad thing.
Yes, it
And
was.
we've got so many sleepers in this country right now that a dirty bomb could actually happen very easily.
Oh, yeah.
Very easily.
Yeah. And somebody that says it couldn't,
They don't know what they're talking about.
they're blind.
They're blind. So that's a scary thought.
What's your thought there, Hammer?
I think if they ever get a chance, dirty bomb or anything else, they won't hesitate. I mean,
They won't.
it doesn't bother them if they kill their own people
Right.
in mass, and they would just love to get rid of us and Israel.
Right.
Then they would rule the roost over.
Yeah, I agree. So I think we've covered the Strait of Hormuz real well. Is it Hormuz or Hormuz? How do you say that?
I think it's just Hormuz.
Hormuz, I think.
Yeah.
H.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to our next topic here, which is going to be the Save America Act. I know we had a little discussion before we started the show today
Yeah.
about that, and there's some pretty interesting things going on about that. But so, Ron, you were the one that brought this up. Let's get your input on this.
Well, stuff that I found, and I hate saying stuff out of turn because I feel like I'm going to be saying it out of turn, but because I still want to go, I'm going to email Governor DeSantis' office because I want to get some clarification. Because Florida, for some people that don't know, they've already enacted this. It goes into effect in 2027. Now, stuff that I found out, and I may have misread it. I may not have found the accurate stuff, but a real ID does not work. It has to be an enhanced real ID, which real IDs have the star in the corner. And just so
And
everybody can see.
I think the enhanced ones have the little insignia of a country next to that star.
Yeah. Now I'm going to step away from the mic and get a little closer to the camera. There you go.
Yeah, it's the upper right-hand corner. It says USA.
Yeah.
With the star.
With the star right there.
Yep.
Now,
And military.
and what Norm found out was just because it has USA up in the top corner doesn't mean that it's a valid ID for voting. It
Right.
gets you across the borders
On a plane.
on a plane because they consider that the national ID that's required for after the 9/11 stuff. But that's the stuff that I want some input on because Florida already has this.
Right.
Whether Congress gets off their ass and gets it passed or not, because apparently everybody up there, everybody has dirt on somebody up there because nobody wants to pass anything except
Yeah.
for a raise for theirself.
And you said it just right, too. Got dirt on them.
Because the state of Florida already has. So whether they do a national one or not does not matter.
Yep.
So that's the reason I'm wanting to dig in on it, because according to what I found for Florida stuff, and they're basing their stuff off what the National Save Act is, the way it's written, a real ID does not work unless there's a country of origin printed on there and it's enhanced, which is enhanced. I don't think, and I'm betting the USA up in the top corner does not mean that's country of origin. I think they're going to put a different line in there stating if you're a U.S. resident or not. That's what I'm figuring.
Yeah.
But that's why I want to email them.
Yeah.
And then, but they say you can use a real ID, and if you're military, you can go with your DD-214, or you can use a passport with it. Now, one of my other questions is for veterans. If you've got your ID and you've already went in and showed your DD-214 to the License Bureau, now your ID has veteran status on it. Does that mean
You don't need the VA card?
That you don't need your DD-214 or VA card. You can just take your driver's license with a real ID symbol and your veteran status. Is that how it works? I don't want to talk out of turn on some of it.
Right,
That's
because we don't know. We need to find out.
Yeah, because that's my goal this coming week is I'm going to email the DeSantis office
That's
and
good.
see if I can get some information. I'm going to
Well-
black out my driver's license number and stuff
Yep.
because they don't, I mean, if they want it, they'll find it anyhow.
Right.
But I mean, I want to send them a picture of my ID and circle stuff and question it. What is required on these to make them eligible IDs for voting?
Right.
Because right now I feel like I'm talking out my backside on some of this. I want to
Right.
get more information because I don't want to be leading any of us down the wrong path.
Right.
Would there be a citizenship situation on this where your voting would be with a card from your citizenship? Like your Social Security card at one time? We used to have that. Mine is so worn out you can't see it anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean, that I don't know, but
I mean-
I was thinking that you can use that, but I don't know if it counts or not because so many fraudulent Social Security numbers are out there.
Especially now that we got open borders.
yeah.
I mean, that's why I want to find out some stuff. I can kind of see where they're throwing fits, saying it's going to be hard for somebody to do stuff, but I don't care. Hard work, you get results with hard work. It keeps
Right.
people from destroying our republic that we live in.
Right.
The hard work. If you can't rent a car,
Nope.
you can't get on a plane, you can't go into certain areas
Yep.
unless you prove.
Yep.
So what's the difference? You're going to
Well,
prove again
for
to vote.
For some people,
Come on.
you don't have a birth certificate. You can go get it. Their big thing is married women. Well, my wife had no damn problem. She's been married like me. I'm on my third married.
I'm on my third, and none of them had a problem.
And
And I
she-
had to get it. I never had a birth certificate.
Yeah.
And I finally got one about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, when I got this real ID thing.
Mm-hmm.
Before I could do it, I had to go get a birth certificate. I've had a record of birth,
Yep.
but that's not the same thing. At the time, I was born on an Air Force hospital,
Yep.
on a Navy base, but it was an Air Force hospital. But anyhow, so they didn't give you a birth certificate. They just gave you a record of birth.
Yep.
And so that's always gotten me through, got me my diploma, got me my degree. But then when it came time for this real ID thing, the enhanced one, which with the USA on it, I had to have a birth certificate. The record of birth wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So I had to get to the state where I was born and get one. And I got one. It wasn't that hard. It cost me $50.
Yep.
It wasn't hard at all.
And see, I mean, everybody pretty much know this is going to happen, whether they want it to or not. Some way, shape, or form, it's going to happen.
It's got to.
So why are people waiting until the last minute? Go get it done now.
Right.
Get your stuff, because you know you're going to have a birth certificate. Period.
Yep, exactly.
And if you're a woman and you've been married multiple times and changed your name multiple times, get your marriage licenses.
Right. They should be
And-
around. You should have them.
And if not, you can get them.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Because
know where you
they-
got married.
Well, I mean, even if you don't, they can do background checks and
Yeah.
they can find you where you changed your name from what it was before to
Yeah.
the next name.
Well, you got to know what state you were in when you did
Yep,
that.
yep.
That's all you got to know. And what county, what city you lived in and what county. The county's
Yep.
got the record.
Yep.
It's not that hard to figure out.
Even if you don't know the county or
Yep.
the city, as long as you know the state, you can go to the state registration
And you'll
office,
find it.
and they will help you find what
Yep,
you need.
they will.
Because that's like for my birth certificate, I was the same shape as you.
Yeah.
I had to get a birth certificate because all I had was a birth record.
Yep.
Well, my mom swore up and down I was born in Germany.
Oh.
I was born in Fort Meade, Maryland.
Oh.
I don't know why. I'm just throwing that out.
Seems like Mom would know that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Maybe you were born in Germany, but at an American base.
Yep.
So that would make you a U.S. citizen anyhow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, so
And
maybe just the record was kept at Fort
and
Meade.
it might be.
Yeah, Fort Meade sounds like a place where they would keep that kind of record.
Yep,
right.
yep.
Yeah, so,
Maryland.
yep. So I think that's probably what happened. But
Yep. Oh,
because mom should know where you were
Oh,
born.
I'm sure there has something to do with that because
Yeah.
I know that it was service related.
Right.
Whenever.
Yeah, see, that's what happened with me. My dad was in the Navy, and my mom and my dad were stationed. This was during the Korean War, and they were over in the Azores.
Yep.
And my mom was pregnant with me, and when she was flying back, because it was the end of my dad's term, and they sent her home first, she went into labor on the plane, and when she landed at the Navy base, they took her right into the Air Force Hospital, and she went into labor and delivered me
Yep.
there. I was almost born on the plane.
Now, how would that work? You have no country of origin.
I know.
You're screwed. Your country of origin is the
Yeah.
ocean.
Yeah, international.
Yeah.
Well, I was born in a duplex house in Coventry, Rhode Island.
Home birth.
Yeah. I was born at home. And my birth certificate, whatever you want to call it, is from the church, from the church certifying and it's state stamp.
Yep.
Okay. That's my birth.
You know, you go back far enough, and that's who kept those records was the churches,
church,
not
yep.
the counties. The churches.
Right.
did.
It was all the church.
Yep. And matter of fact, when you're doing ancestry stuff, one of the places you go look once you get so far back is instead of counties, you go to the churches and you look through their records,
Yep.
and they have places where most of that stuff for the churches can be found, like the Mormon library in
Big
Utah.
time.
They got everything.
Yep.
They
right.
have everything. They say if you want to find something that's hard to find, go there. You'll find it.
You might have to do a little digging to get it done.
Yep.
And even if you're a male, you don't have your birth certificate, you have to have it.
Yep.
Right.
I didn't have it, and I had to get it.
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't that hard.
Yep.
And when I got my passport and all that stuff, I had to have my birth certificate. We had to,
Yep.
same thing.
Well, and see, that's another thing. If you got a real ID and a passport, you don't have to have anything else.
Right.
Because you've already done all
You've
the
already
stuff.
done it with a passport.
Yeah.
The
And-
passport works.
yeah.
So we'll wrap that up there. And I want to thank everybody that comes and watches our podcast. And I want to say, if you liked it, smash that like button and subscribe so that we can send you out a notice when the next one comes along. And thank you again for coming and watching our podcast.
On the day I was born, I laid out a rebel cry. Merle Haggard records were my favorite lullaby. Before I walked out to stand on my mama's knee, and I'm corn-fed, purebred, standing tall as I can get, red, white, and true country.